I think we're in the future. With this virtual field trip feature, you can take your students to literally anywhere in the world. When you create this in your slide deck, you can drop a pin or search for any location on Earth, and Google Earth will find it and turn it into a virtual field trip. So let's see how this works on the student screen and the teacher screen. I'll start on the teacher screen. You'll notice it says enter VR at the top and you'll be tempted to click this. It doesn't really do much unless you have actual VR goggles. When you get in this, you might also freak out because you don't know how to get out of this view. Just click the escape key on your keyboard. The easiest way to do this on a normal screen is to just use your mouse or your finger if you have a touch screen and just simply zoom around. You can pan in or out, and you can double click to go to other places on the screen. You can look across and ask students questions about what they notice and what they wonder, like, what is that thing over there? I might ask students, how long is this bridge? How do we find out how long this bridge is? How do we find out if it's sturdy enough to hold us? How many students can fit on this bridge? Notice that all of that interaction did nothing on the student screen. You may have noticed that this is a trend. Students interact in exactly the same way with either their finger on a touch screen or with the mouse. They also have the option to enter VR. You can tell them not to, but they're probably going to click it anyway, and then they're probably going to ask you how to get out of it again. I do want to point out that if the students enter VR, and then if you click to the next slide, it will still take them out of the VR. So you can still control them getting out of that VR virtual reality view. You could also just tell them, you guys, you could click the button, just press the escape button to get back out of it. It's not quite as fun as just using your finger or your mouse to traipse around. Now, there are a number of ways that you could use this in math class. I've often talked about numberless word problems, or taking a word problem and removing the numbers and just simply asking students, what do you notice and what do you wonder about this problem? As we put numbers into the problem, students are more interested and have a better sense of how to solve because they've thought about the context of the problem. Consider, if you will, instead of giving students a word problem, simply take them on a virtual field trip. Take them somewhere and then offer them a story about the context in which we sit. For instance, in kindergarten, you might say, 3 ships sailed into here and 1 ship sailed out. How many ships are left? It's kind of a silly example, but you get the gist. I highly encourage you to incorporate these field trips as often as you can. It'll really intrigue students, and you can take them all over the world while they're stuck at home.